2018 is one of the places that was most affected.
Lost everything.
Everything.
Yes. I have nothing in my house right now. That's what a lot of people don't know. In the past, since Monday, we've been discussing this on social media and people really don't know where I've been coming from. The house is empty. We need to start everything all over again from the road, from the street. As a matter of fact, the water broke the main gate, pulled it down. And if that water was able to bring the main gate down, it tells you the strength of the water. So that's where we are starting from. Everything is gone. The only thing that we're able to save are the human beings who were brought out from the flood. In fact, let me acknowledge the MC for the Mawest and the NADMO team and the police, the district police command, and then there was even another police team that was sent when I called from the, I think, CTU. I don't know whether it's a counter-terrorism unit or so. They also came around. They had to tie a rope to the police car far away and then bring it close to a telecom mast in front of the house. And that is how they were able to get themselves out from the vehicle. Apart from the vehicle to very close to the house. In fact, some of the policemen almost got swept away. In front of my house, they almost got swept away. And then the water was at this level. So the children, everybody.
The neck level.
Yes. We're standing, I have the videos. We're standing, and you see, I wasn't home at the time. When I got the call that the water was rising, I had to rush home. That was when I called the police and all those people. And I was shocked that between the time they called me and the time I got home, the water had risen to that level to cause that level of havoc. I was shocked. And what even scared me is that I was on the mountain for a function. It was not raining there. So if it had rained on the mountain that Sunday to Monday night, I'm sure the situation we are discussing would have been worse. Because where I live, even when the sun is up and it's raining on the mountain, you can see the storm drain, rising. So if it had rained, because actually it didn't rain the whole of the Sunday night into Monday, it was dry. So this rain that caused this havoc does not even include the Equiapim range rains. And that for me is where the worry is. We need to agree to deal with this and deal with this decisively.
Right.
Those who are responsible should just take up responsibility. All of us cannot resolve that thing. So at all times, we have let go our resources and our mandate to some people to handle it for us.
Right.
No excuses.
Let me go to Susan now, and sorry about what you have suffered.
But let me be
and sorry for putting you on the spot for something you didn't want to talk about.
I didn't want to. The volunteers who came to help, one of them was bitten by a snake in the flood. And he didn't know, he didn't realize. He was standing on my compound and then he collapsed, hit his head on the tower. We had to rush him to the hospital. That's how bad the situation is. As we speak, some of my neighbors are still they're still seeing snakes and what have you inside their homes. So it's a very, very, very serious matter. Yeah, I didn't want to bring this up.
Yeah.
Water has now become it's not supposed to be an enemy.
No, water is no enemy.
But in Ghana, that's the case. When you see clouds formation, you are not at peace. I'm sure it's become one of the stresses we have in our country now. Go and check the BP level of people when you see clouds. You want to go back home. You want to suspend everything you are doing to ensure that you arrive home safely. So it's not an easy task that we have. But let's go back to what the president of the Institute of Engineers plainly said, that this whole issue that we are talking about, Ghana, we have done something wrong for the past over 30 to 40 years. Something wrong. Wetlands, streams, floodplains, and you also look at the natural drainage corridors.
Reservations that should be allowed.
That absorb and convey excess water. Today, we have encroached all, built upon all. So water naturally will create an alternative pathways. And when it happens, it will come into your house. It will come into your schools, your hospitals, your businesses. The president, after his tour, for me, at that hour when he flew, if you check, the weather wasn't that good for me. He flew. When he made that statement that it is about illegal structures and it's about climate change conditions. Two statements made by our president. Climate change, was talking about the scale of the damage and the rainfall. Climate change conditions, legal structures that we have. Then let's subject these conversations into proper context. Is it about planning failures? Is it about governance? Is it about, indeed, climate change conditions? So when I listen to the three issues mentioned, what normally would throw me off is when I hear comments from some of these political commentators. In fact, it rather makes me more angry. We start the blame game. When we are talking about lives and death, we start the blame game. You know, Ghanaians, we gave mandate to this administration to protect lives and property. Today, what is happening? We are losing lives. Forget about property. So if you're losing lives, we are losing property, then what are we going for? What are we doing? The blame game must stop. And I was worried at the point when I heard some of the commentaries, the comments. Today, after 18 months or so in administration, if we are still blaming past administrations and we are not fixing the problems, why are we calling for resetting agendas? Why? Resetting what? Resetting what? An administration was bolted, was axed because of probably non-performance. Today, you are in charge. In fact, 3 days when people were counting their cost, a national Thanksgiving was held. The ironic part of the whole thing, we saw people dancing,
jubilating.
So if we have a program fixed, planned for, and we had this issue, flood in our country, and the program is fixed, can't we say that we can suspend that program, take time to visit all the victims? So when those visitors, they see you on TV dancing, praising God at this stage, for what? The calamity, I mean, the issues have been more, but now we had that number. Is that what we are dancing for? I was shocked. But it's not ironic to see a country that decides to cancel a contract months before your major rainy season. And you don't make any alternative arrangements, substitute to take over. Yet you cancel a waste management contract. You don't make any alternative. We don't have a problem if you want to cancel.
They're giving it back to him.
When?
Aftermath. They're giving it back to him.
Are we serious as a country? No wonder we can dance. A flood, and people have lost their life. If you watch the videos, and Kojo, I'm sure you've seen, the viewers will see. the number of cars found in the drain, the number of lives lost. You want to have a national Thanksgiving service and dance? I think I'll rest my case.
I say to you that no nation has ever developed through indiscipline. No nation. Nations have developed by being disciplined. And this discipline must come voluntarily. But that's not what we see. Do you remember President Kufuor and the Aboagye market? Aboagye is a low-lying area. That's the sponge. That's the wetland. When all the waters come from the Akwapin Ridge and other areas, initially, that was where the water was going to pond and gradually make its way into the sea. We went, settled on it, blocked the water. All those people there, they are parents. Kufuor went to the World Bank, took money, and said, we're going to resettle them at Ajinkotoku. Politics entered the way. And they're still there. So we need to reimagine.
Say leadership failed, not politics entered the way. And as we speak, we are talking about places that have been flooded, where the chunk of the politicians, you have your homes there, right? Places that you shouldn't have built, you have built. Why don't we know about places, Ramsar sites, that were willed to people and their descendants?
You have invited me to comment on Ramsar site when I was Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. With Fl00d. I mean, because Ramsar site is a protected site, for God's sake. No person can have title to land over there. No person. It's protected under international conventions. Protected for our own benefit.
And yet,
people went and erected concrete structures.
People, including
people in power.
Class.
Yeah. People in power. But it's because those in power go there first. The ordinary man is now emboldened to also go. Because his insurance is the politician was.
The fish rots from the head.
Exactly. Talk about the agri mechanization area. What has happened? What has happened?
Talk about Chimota Forest.
What has happened?
Built forever.
The green belt. Susan talked about the green belt. Every day I'm exercising on the Eburi. You will not fail to realize how we dissipate the resources of this country. When you come down Eburi, flat land was initially earmarked for agricultural purposes. To take advantage of the water. What has happened? Where's the green belt? So we need to reimagine the way we deal with it.